Us, we are going to have a very interesting episode. I'm very sure we're going to learn a lot. With me, I have a panel of two well-grounded gentlemen who are going to give us insights about money. We anticipate to learn a lot. So I think I will begin with Akram. Kindly introduce yourself to the viewers, and thereafter Frederick will also respectively introduce himself to our dear viewers.
Hello. As you said, depending on where you're watching us from, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Lubura Akram. One of my biggest honors today is getting the invitation to discuss about something very close to my heart, which is money. Money is very important. It is very important for all of us. I don't know what my introduction is supposed to entail, but I'm an employee, I'm an employer. For today's purposes, I'm a Ugandan, and I'm a young man. Today's topic should be one that all of us don't miss for anything in the world. So yeah, I'm excited for this segment.
Okay. Nice to have you. Yes, Frederick.
Thank you very much, Dennis, for hosting. Frederick is my name, Frederick Kaumba. It's the second time I'm here. Yeah, I was here. I think it was December. Yeah. December we were getting to the festives. Yeah. The excitement was too much. People were getting into merrymaking mood, and yeah. So very excited to be back here, and
we are excited to hear if anything has changed about your understanding of money between December and January.
Truly we are. But also we had a very
into that, and then we see, depending on the discussion, we'll see if there's any change. But
this is going to be fun. Now yeah. I know.
But interestingly, the last we got to, I don't know if all the money was spent during the festivities, because we had a discussion how much to spend towards the festivities, if we need to really...
There was a memo? I didn't get it.
The memo was to make sure the enjoyments don't stop. And we're in January, and I think we've been seeing memes all over the place. January. How has this January been? Realistically speaking, how has January been, really?
For me, to be honest, I think January has been just like any other month. Yes, because that kind of talk, of course, happens for different people. View these months differently. A few people are stuck in how we were raised, in the days where the discussion of money used to be, make it in January through to like November, and December spend it all. I want to believe that days have changed, and so have ways of going about life. They've evolved, so nothing changes really. There will be a few people that joke about it being 75 days and all that. I don't want to be one of those. Yes, money is not a joke to me, and if it's watching from somewhere, I take you seriously, sir.
Yeah. If it's watching you from somewhere.
Yes, if money is watching, should you be one of the viewers today, money? I respect you.
If I catch you, money.
But if I catch you, yeah. Anyway, I don't think anything has changed.
Frederick, how has it been? How has January been?
On my side, I feel like January has been also just like any other month, to be honest. Given that I'm employed, I earn something after work. It hasn't been really bad.
Okay.
Yeah, so it has been the normal month for me as well. Yeah. Okay.
Recently, I had a voice, and then I also saw the video. I watched it, and I was hearing you telling me, how has the money been? You could give me an insight. I don't know if I've been accounting for it.
Just to Zireke, that is not our money. Today we are here for everyone to speak about their money. That is state money. I don't even know anything about it. That's a disclaimer. I don't know anything about NAMFAN. No. I'm here to talk about money. Money, really. Money for me, money as something that we all share in common. My friends are bankers, for those of you that don't know, and I'm a spender.
So we bank your money.
Something like that, for lack of a better word. But yeah.
Okay, now maybe our discussion today. We have different world views when it comes to money, and people have different perspectives on how they think you can make money, retain money. Others believe in spending, work as you spend big. Others believe in, we have ideologies. When you listen to motivational speakers, some will give you proportions. You're supposed to save this, earn this, invest this, and like there are lots of
Echivalo,
yeah.
It reminded me of the time
Yeah.
no, you earn 5,000, then save, is it 4,000, then add, like it was just confusing.
So I basically want to pick your mind to that. I want you to give me an insight. What do you think, like, generally speaking, how much should one invest? How much should one, not even how much, because when you're looking at that, is there any proportion? Is there any rule?
There is a rule.
Okay.
There are rules to money. Depending on what you want to get out of life, money works differently. But regardless of who you are, there are things that don't change. First of all, what is money? Because you see, money is something that we talk about, and a lot of people here only know it because they have a bit of it or they've had it. But it's very important for us to understand what is money. I don't think money is wealth or a symbol of status. Of course, when you have it, there are signs. But there are signs. Signs are clear.
Okay.
But money is not. Money as money is a mode of
exchange.
Of exchange that facilitates purchase of goods or services.
Okay.
There are two rules with money.
Okay.
You save, you spend, you get.
Those are already three.
Yes. Okay. There are three.
Okay.
There are three. Thank you for that for a mathematical correction. So there are expenses, there are savings, and there is income.
Okay.
Yes. Those are things I don't want anyone to take eyes away from. Someone was reading something where someone said that even on a free table, always eat what you can afford.
Always eat what you can afford.
In like now, money comes in for affordability.
Okay.
Yes. How much you make, how much you spend, and what you save isn't up to us to determine for you. But it is important that we caution you, from our little experience in money, always live within your means. Yes, because we know that when you spend above what you have, you are in debt. And that's not a life any of us wants to live, mostly young people, because if you start it young, it can be something that will follow you and even follow people that will come after you.
But talking about debt, okay, maybe we can come about it. Because other people will tell you no one has ever made it without debt. Then another one will tell you the worst way, or the biblical person will tell you, because when the person will tell you like when you borrow, you'll be a slave to the lender, something like that. So this world views all different.
That's what Islamic banking is
is about.
Yeah, I think. Could be about that do not borrow. You're not supposed to pay interest for money that you borrow. Yes.
I think it's
just
called
be given money and then you do whatever you're supposed to do and just pay back that same money.
Which bank is going to find you and just give you money?
Islamic banking.
Islamic banking.
Has it come to Uganda yet?
I think I was reading recently in the newspapers. I think it has been introduced in Uganda, but I think that
it will work here in this country.
Well, if it will work or not, you know, some of these they are sentimental. They are sentimental attachments. So sentimental, emotional. Some of these become very challenging for us to have more authority to talk about them. But well, one way to find out is when it's already rolled out and we see if it's working. He was telling me, you were saying something. I remember when you were saying that one of my bosses told us sometime that you should follow SST in your life. I think it was, he said you should talk about saving, you spend, then you tithe.
Yes.
according to him. And he said that has worked for him. He's one of the MDs of these big banks. And to him, I remember it, he said SST, save, spend, and tithe. So to him, that's a formula. And truly, once you probably subscribe to School of Thought, you will see that it will bring you immense results. Now, you'll find someone, as you said, sometimes we are biting more than we can chew. But another person will tell you, you'll get another perspective, someone telling you that this thing called money, for you to have it, you have to be ambitious. You have to be very, very ambitious. Whether you want or not, just go for it. Go for it. If it means you buying the very best, buy. You'll work for it. Or it will inspire you to work for it because you bought something big. And someone will tell you, no, for example, I went sometime out with one of my senior colleagues, and I was looking at the menu. I'm like, okay, I really wanted to find out what can I afford. So the guy is like, no, boss. Bankers don't look at prices. Bankers order.
That was a nice one.
It hit me hard, and I looked at him and I was like, oh, okay, bankers order. And then I'm like, okay, but sometimes there's ordering, and I'll go back home saying, oh, okay, I spent this much. So
you'll be cursing.
I don't know, is it right?
This economy, you just order things without my brother. This economy is tight. At least you need fast. You need to be sure. What am I eating? January economy.
No, but first of all, how did you find yourself in that specific place where you have to inquire about meals?
How did I find myself in that particular position? Okay.
First of all, hard work is good.
Okay.
For people our age, young people need to know that hard work is a good thing, and hard work pays.
Okay.
One of those things that I tell people that I meet every single day, I never stop telling people about how important it is for you to work. Money that you've worked for has a different attachment to you as the owner of it. When you need so, there's a connection you have to money you've worked for. There's a respect that you have for it and the way you spend, you know. But also it is very good. One of the biggest, even for someone starting, the most basic of money laws is always have a budget. Have a budget. Budget does not, even for a country, even for countries that have really lived for 300 years and have more money to even donate to countries like
which country? Like, okay, the other country. No, ours is not the other one.
For countries like Kenya.
Okay.
They have a budget. Okay. So a budget usually is a projection of what do you have, or what do you anticipate to have. What do you need? In what sequence are you going to be spending? First quarter, this is what I'm going to do. Second, in systems like ours that is known as functional, where the state does not fight that much for you to be financially stable, it is very important that you have a budget. Helps you plan for your resources, no matter how little, and know which percentage of that money goes towards your personal development, which percentage of that money goes towards your savings, and which percentage of that money goes towards your luxuries and enjoyments of life. That's the point we miss as young people. And because we don't have budgets, most of us just spend. The only budget is enjoyments. Yes. But it's important to balance that.
But talking about the budget, I was watching it recently. I think it was Andrew Chamagero, and he was saying he has budgeted, or he has structured, him and the wife have structured their budget that in case he attends your wedding, be sure he will not give you a wedding contribution.
Why?
Because then he has spent time, which is a very important resource to him, a person of his stature who probably sometimes moves out to go and MC, to do other gigs.
So Andrew Chamagero thinks that this is cancer run or any of those things. When I invite you to my wedding, I'm not relying on how famous you are. A wedding is about two people. You've come to celebrate love. no matter how famous you are.
Maybe his concept or his takeaway was sometimes as young people, one, you're going to contribute to a wedding, you're going to attend to it, you're going to be the person who is always cheerleading when it comes to burials. Sengawa gundi afire wajayo. This one wakola embaga, you contribute. So to him, his perspective was he has stopped being so available, and in regards to resource saving.
That's okay. That's understandable. But I also feel like now we are just trying to rebrand Obukodo and all that. And Obukodo. That's why the reason you're not going to give me money for my wedding is because you're coming. Or because you would be making more money elsewhere, so you don't contribute. So you virtually, it's the same thing as how a television would come and tell you, we've supported you with 200 million. But 190 of that is going to be in airtime, and we shall give you 10 cash. That's a very expensive joke for anyone to make. That's a very expensive joke to make, because at what point is airtime going to transform into onions, rice, tents, chairs, entertainment? At the event, if we only have 10 million, and 190 is going to go towards the announcement.
But that also still now gets us back to the main question, and one of the issues you raised, that as young people, are we doing budgeting? Are we budgeting for our day-to-day life? Because you see, in case you're going to do a function and you anticipate to bank on people, in a way there is that kind of poor planning, again incurred, or you poor plan, but again you are at the expense of other people. So if you're inviting me for your wedding, you get, for example, we see it so often, someone will invite you to be a groomsman on their wedding. Now, until you have probably a personal attachment to that person, you're like, okay, I'm willing to do this, to go ahead of this. But now why should you say that you're going to do this and you haven't informed me prior, and then you also want me to contribute to your wedding at the same time? I mean, you did plan, or because we are looking at the African setting and...
Takes us back to what we said at the beginning of the show. Always live within your
means.
Your means. Now, your means your means, and that cuts across everything that you do, in all your dealings, in marriage, in your social life, and in your business. Okay? For example, as a phone dealer, what is taking you to Serena to network around? I'm trying to find a more appropriate. The kind of business you do influences the kind of environment.
But a phone dealer, Serena would be.
I feel like they would actually
have business there.
This is the place.
Unless you find a minister whose phone has been snatched.
No.
Unless.
This is a place that usually sits high network people.
I'm trying to lock it down, but I'll get back to it.
Okay.
I'll get back to it. The kind of business you're in should influence the kind of people you're attracting. You get my point? For example, for the biggest part of my life, I've mostly worked in hospitality. Now, hospitality is a bit versatile. We work with everyone. I'll come to the bank and organize a team building for you. I'll meet people and sell an idea of a staycation, a vacation, friendship getaways. I'll go to churches and sell camps to them and stuff like that. With planning, live within your means. That is one. Like I can't emphasize it enough. Live within your, even for weddings and stuff like that. Because I was recently talking to someone and we were breaking down reasons why we have a lot of miserable young couples in the world today. You be in church, you're eyeing yourselves, sister so-and-so is eyeing brother so-and-so. The church elders bring you together and they're like, you're old enough, why don't you guys,
And that's very common.
just hit it off. The church sits down and they're like, you don't even have to put anything aside. We will make this wedding happen. They
I'll
build
give
up
you guys
pressure.
a real life story that we had recently in our family. There's this cousin of ours that we have. A guy is not employed. The wife that they got him, still from a church around, still
Yes.
one of those churches also
Is not employed.
But I bring them together for
Just a
marriage.
conversion between two parties.
Just a conversion between two parties, and these are two unemployed people that are intending to be married.
Yes.
I was asking my mom how are these guys going to manage life. They have nothing. They have no jobs. They have no financial. But then they're being brought together to be wedded. And indeed, they had a wedding.
They had a wedding. The church raised money,
Yes.
put it together. You have a wedding of 300
You can look
million.
at such a scenario and you're like, but how are these guys going to survive?
Exist after.
Some of us are married and man. It's not easy out there.
Yes.
You have to provide as a man.
Provide.
You have to. So,
But I think we're going to dash into that also. Marriage and money. We shall have an insight about it. But you are still illustrating. So, what was after them having a wedding?
After you having
The
a
young
wedding,
people-
after you having a wedding, reality hits. That actually, everyone that looks at you is only interested in the event. The event is going to happen. We've dealt with two young people and put them together. Beautiful reunion has happened. After that, everyone, and at the wedding, people are going to bring you things, and you'll be stuck with a house full of cups, saucepans, basins that you can't even sell for anything. You start looking at each other differently because of expectations are not being met. What you promised is not what you delivered.
It's not what is being delivered.
Yes, and then before you know it, fights start happening. At this point, the young lady is eyeing other young men that seem more ambitious,
Selling hope.
and doing
that
that.
are selling more hope and doing better.
Exactly.
And the young man is drawing his eyes from you who he has put at home now because you are an achievement. You've already been achieved. His eyes are on to the next prize. He's looking at young girls that still do makeup, that still go to the salon and do their hair, that have a salary and can smell a certain type of way because money has a smell. Yes.
Okay, I think this is money has a smell. Okay, about the smell I really don't know, but I think we need to we are going to have to explore more. You know, they talking about women who are into now relationships, and there is probably a discrepancy from the realities after they've gotten married. They are now out in the world. You and I went to the same university, and we've sometimes we've encountered or we've met some people, and you remember they used to be the creme de la creme, like those. Yeah, of course. But now you meet them and you're like, oh, what has changed over time? But I think in our next segment we're going to be able to exhaust that. We are diving into a very short commercial break. Stay tuned. Right after that, we are going to have a very interesting segment where we're going to talk about relationships and money. How are we going to dive into that particular segment? Stay tuned. Let's come back for that after the short commercial break.
Smart 24, driving business.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar! My boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the
Osmosis.
Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hassle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're sorting. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable. Linear level, and we upgrade you. If you're on GOTV value, then upgrade to GOTV Plus to watch GOTV Max. On GOTV Plus already, upgrade to GOTV Max to enjoy GOTV Super. And if you're on GOTV Max, upgrade to GOTV Super to enjoy the best of the best on GOTV Super Plus at no extra cost. Step up your entertainment today. GOTV Uganda. Love it.
Uganda's oil and gas sector has transitioned from having only an exploration to new explorations and preparation of the discovered oil fields for production. The developments also include putting in place infrastructure for both commercialization of the discovered 6.5 billion barrels of oil and gas resources and facilitating the developments in the sector. The final investment decision for Uganda's oil and gas projects, approximately worth $20 billion, was signed in February 2022. This was by the Uganda National Oil Company with its joint partners Total EP Uganda and the Chinese National.
The skilled labor, there is the semi-skilled labor,